Hey everybody, what's up here? Walshy Fire, Jesse Royal, Mr. G. A long time the people don't see Mr. G, you know. Yeah. They might hear some and song them, but a long time they don't see him. And of course, Jesse Royal, man, big up yourself, King.
Likewise.
Give thanks as we call this podcast to Clear My Head.
Yeah.
So, just a lot, man. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. It's so funny that the song that we just finished. I don't know if Gacha can show him studio for the people them to say, yo, it's a studio with you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gacha, get him a little pan. There you go, Gacha. Gacha, pan yourself too. Gacha, get him a selfie.
With all that fresh fashion
yo,
you got
the
up.
fashionista. But yeah, just finished a wicked song, man. Big up, man. John
Yeah, man,
Star.
respect.
You know,
Always.
this song has been in the works for years, but I think we finally got it, man. I think we finally got it together.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And the vibe was as initially organic, you know? So once you stay up on that train, then man, everything else good.
Yeah, one of the few artists that I think, and I think the reason why I wanted to do this podcast so much was one of the few artists that people hear his songs and say, yo, that was an intelligent song, lyrically bud. But one of the few artists that I don't think people have actually heard him reason and talk.
Yeah.
Just normally.
Yeah.
And I think if they did, they'd be surprised how intelligent this brother is, man. Vice might have been one of the only few times
Yeah.
that the world,
you
you didn't bring them go down on the farm and everything. And
yeah, and remember the first reasoning with you and I, and then with them did forward back and we did hold some vibes with them from the farm. I introduced them to the cannabis before it did decriminalize fully, which was good for me, you know, because
is that where we're at now, decriminalization?
Yeah, decriminalized. Still haven't figured out the legalization in the fullness of the definition of the word, but decriminalized, which means them can't really charge you for any amount under 2 ounces, I believe, you know, and then even with the charging is nothing in place for charge, nobody.
So that's a good thing to know, you know, because, you know, so we did get charged one time and why. Yo, let me tell you something, man. It's a funny thing, man. I thought that's something, I've been pulled over by police twice in Jamaica. One time with my good friend named Rush Jammy and Addies them. Yeah, man. And, you know how that go already, you know?
Yeah, one time it used to rough. Even me as a younger youth, a couple times when me have to interact with police in the wrong, being on the wrong side of the law, where marijuana is what me have. The fear you used to have as a youth, yo, that not nice. That not nice. And then when you go around the world and you experience other cultures, and you experience their relationship with marijuana, it shows you how much the slave master them did really control me mentally and like psychologically. Because the only reason people are call it wrong is because them did call it wrong because it's things that we did use. So imagine you all the days of your life you use a broom sweep out your house and this broom is right. You know what I mean? And then one day a man forward with something else, I don't know. And he must say, what you been doing? This broom wrong. And then you now take that idea that this man introduced to you, without no real facts. You know what I mean? Because if you really even check the facts that they give you on why they outlawed marijuana, none of them make sense. None of them make sense. So it's like...
Yeah, it was like rape...
Like
it will make you into a rapist. It turn you mad.
It make you mad. It makes you hostile towards a certain race of individuals. Like some really absurd things.
And I think a lot of people have actually lost their lives, you know, because of the perception of ganja. When you really think about, like, say, Emmett Till, right? And a man say, yo, it whistled to a woman, you know. Can you imagine how much people have actually lost their life because somebody said ganja was wrong and this is the reason why? I'm talking about mental institutions, you know,
man.
like asylum.
People
getting put in medical places.
Yeah, man, incarcerated.
Getting examined, getting incarcerated.
Yeah, man, like even here in Jamaica, even at that time, what happened even in Coral Gardens, you know what I mean? What show you the heights of ignorance that was still lingering upon the quote-unquote upper echelon, or, you know what I mean, the people and what things, alright? Here what? We feel like we, you know, have the duty of running this country, and we feel like we can tell people what is right for them and what is wrong for them, and we feel like we can dictate the pace and the direction of the nation.
Right.
Just didn't have enough examples.
Correct. And we have
to make it
like
believable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
I don't want to knock any other race, and you know what I mean, but you just talk about the reality. Well, like you said, so a little white youth or a certain youth, them never really have to compete or think of competition from certain aspect, because they have never been put in a place of secondariness or feeling like they have to compete. So mentally, the man them operate different. That's why them jump out of a plane. It's nothing. You know what I mean? While we are thinking about preserve our little thing, because we are saying, oh, this is all we have.
Yeah,
now.
we must.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You have people who are I mean, like, they don't care that much. They don't take themselves that seriously, them life seriously. So what may I say is, a man cherish the experience there more than him cherish holding on to the safe zone of, alright, my life, I'm going to just keep walking around on earth. I don't want to go on a plane because something might happen. I don't want to drive in a car because, you know, and him have enough examples of, because him friends, and him have 10 friends that have skydived. You know, him have 10 friends who drive rally cars, him have 10 friends or whatever. When we check a stack, how much of your friends ever skydive?
Them live out on the box.
You know how much of your friends? No, what I try to show you is them, they don't have a box. That is the difference. They don't have a box. Him knows, even if him work for all month, him will work all month for book a trip to Australia and come back again broke and live him life. But him understands that experience is life. Whereas we've been sheltered and you know, we're almost so, like, we almost been trained to feel like the best things in life are not for us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we are, there's certain things where it's for us, there's certain things where it's for we, and there's a way how black people move, and there's a thing what black people do. Now there's certain soul and certain juice and certain life where we have that different, that in our genes. But no one is going to tell me, say, you know, the hotel, you know what I mean, like a black man can't own the biggest hotel chain in the world. Why would that be far-fetched? Why would he be like, what? You know, why is it straight? 2 black people up on the Forbes list? Wicked. No. So just as me I said, now imagine the white man what? No, 48 people is not. What are these other people doing here? You know? Versus, what are we there?
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So imagine when it's, let's say, what them other 2 people are there? A 48 are we. And we as, what go on here, sir? And it's not like at the end of the day, you know, you don't want to switch it, you know, because me and them on the recrimination thing, you know. But what I say is, we have a different fight. So we have to acknowledge that too. You know what I mean? So it's like we deal with people, and like me I said the other day, we kind of almost have to very like careful and cautious, because you know, for we are come from a different place, you know, wicked trauma. You know what I mean? A very traumatized people
we have
psychologically.
It's very hard to explain, you know what I mean, to people what the trauma
it hard
of growing up.
No man, it's hard to understand why. Like, you know, like when me see certain things go on even in our community, I mean, like, what? You know what I mean? I have a virgin named Zaga, a wicked tune, you know, the man said, hungry man with gun, I shoot after some hungry man with gun. You know, and that it, because like if you really think about it, you'd wonder like, alright, so who wins and what is the aim of this game?
Yeah.
What is the aim of this game?
Yeah.
What is the end goal? You know what I mean?
Alright, so you kill everybody now. What? What do you take?
So like me say, we just not reach the point yet where we witness enough. That's why even me, you know, whole heap of respect to ones like you. You know what I mean? Because while she's a youth, you inspire a whole different set of youths where you probably don't even meet them yet, you know. As well as you probably meet some of them and you see people doing them own a thing in a them own a little space and being confident in merging, in mixing, in showing what your taste is in a music. You know what I mean? And
I have a statement that I've been saying for the last 2 years now, that niggering, and I'll define niggering, but niggering will end in my lifetime. We will see the end of niggerism in the next 40 years. Now, niggerism to me is doing something as a black person that is detrimental to yourself or your community. Right? So, let's look at places in America where you see niggerism at its height, right? Gas station. Gas station is a horrible place, I've heard, you know, because it's the only place that the extremely rich and the extremely poor have to stop.
Meet up.
Have to meet up. Have to see each other. Have to look at the pump and say, you have your vehicle, me have my vehicle. To stand up yourself. It's the only place, right? And so that
never think about that yet.
What happens is it ends up being a place of a lot of opportunity for niggering. You know, a lot of people get robbed at gas stations. Robberies always happen at gas stations. It's a place where when you pull up, you say to yourself, yo, sense, I have to turn on my sense right now. I have to make sure I look everywhere where I go. I have to make sure I have my keys or I have my I have everything, because it's a place where you need to be at your highest sense. Now, I look at that and I say to myself, I totally understand what happened in the 80s. And I totally understand how those 80s kids, right? So here we are, 40 years, 50 years removed from the 80s. And we understand what happened in the 80s with the crack era. We understand how much we were doing much better almost before integration, because we were more economically, dependent on each other. We weren't allowed to spend our money. We couldn't go in our white shop. We couldn't go in a place to spend our money, so that means that you have to create the product now.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden we were becoming wealthy.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah.
So I saw something on the internet the other day whereby there was a actual state in America.
Yeah, man. It's called Black Wall Street.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
And the wealth that those guys had acquired.
Right.
Was
and
insane.
The government went out of them way.
To mash them up.
To mash it
yeah,
up.
man.
You understand? So it is funny that you brought up that.
Yeah, like I said before, if we can look at those
day.
examples, we would do better as a whole. You know, when it comes to things like shoes, clothes, vehicles, we have yet stepped out to say, yo, we need to produce this in a car.
Yeah,
we have not been a player in those games yet on the level that we should be. But again,
you know what is the main reason for that though? Because there's a vibe going on in the black community whereby we don't unite. We don't come together. A Walshy, a Mr. G, a Jesse come together and say, all right, here we want to move this from point A to point B. But I can't do it by myself. Come make a join forces, join finances and everything and do it. And that is what's lacking, because black people, because of the slave mentality, right, coming up through the years, what happened is they made us go against each other. You're going to have the house slaves and you have the field slaves. And the field slaves would be like the enemy to the house slave, because the house slave would be used by their masters to carry news on the field slave. So right away it's a disunity.
And you know,
right
also
there.
what me even think about even that also develops a false perception of good things. You know what I mean? Because to the hungry man, to the hungry man, your meal that you ate and finished and threw in the garbage bin, to a hungry man, that meal is the greatest thing in the world. So when you have people fighting over nothing more than trying to look better for the master. That is the mentality that is still being fucking perpetuated right now. Where we are trying to outshine each other to try and look better for people who are not even looking at us. If you understand what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, you don't see no people from the other race aware, you know what I mean, certain material, certain thing.
Even
So
like
why
that-
the hell why black people wear so much Gucci and Fendi?
You're not saying
you
white
know what I mean,
people
like-
pick up themselves and readily go buy a kuya.
Yeah,
And them
right.
kind of things, you know
So
what I'm saying?
and it is, and just that conversation, as me I said, led me into the psychological aspect of that situation. You know what I mean? Because if you look on it, you know, when you check it, you know, if all the way a slave, you know, all we can fight over now is who is the cleaner slave. Who is the more prosperous looking slave? Who is the better fed slave? Who is the, you know what I mean, like, who the master like? Who can sit down beside the master? What kind of slave are you, sir? You know what I mean? Have they allowed you to come inside? Have they given you a share? Have you, you know what I mean, like, because we are not, like, we really think we are compete with other people, but more time when you really look at it, we are compete with each other.
To my
Unity, man.
niggering
Yeah.
hypotheses, I'll say. What I realize now is we've entered an age now where in the 80s, most of us participated in some form of struggle, hustle, something, right? Not knowing the repercussions of it, right? First time a man touched crack in the 80s, he never knew. He
Yeah,
never seen
yeah.
He never seen a crackhead before.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
There was a time, if everyone can follow
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
when nobody
yeah.
had ever seen a crackhead. So when a man's a crack, you don't know what a crackhead is, right? And believe it or not, most
the side
crackheads that you
effects.
see now are ones that started in the 80s and in
man.
the early 90s. You know, them still around.
Yeah, man.
You know, so when you look at like a lot of the things that happened at that time, we understand why, right? So boom, then we reach the 90s. Now we start see wow go on, and we see everybody with messages like Public Enemy, and we see a lot of people who are saying, yo, say no to drugs and doing a lot of positive things, right? Then somehow we stray away from that. We enter the 2000s and we start to go back into trap and crack rap and things like that, and things that were, you know, saying I'm the best slave.
Yeah.
Man, I love that analogy, but you understand. Big round of applause for that, because that one I take for life. I'm the best slave rap. Man, that's so good. Now, what I think is happening in 2020 is I feel like, and this is to me one of the most controversial things I say, and I know that a lot of people get super offended by this, but I believe that we are beginning to draw a line in the sand now. We have enough successful black people to stand on one side and say, here what, if you guys would like to come on this side, all of that bullshit gotta stay on the other side.
Yeah.
All of the dumb shit gotta stay on the other side, and that includes the music, right? So if you're saying, yo, man, go kill my brethren, man, go kill every black man, man, kill him, yo, man, have the M16, I'm ready to kill him. This line now of people are over here saying, no, you can't come over here with that.
Yeah, you
And
can
that-
represent us.
Yeah, man, we can't go forward with you. We realize that this is a forward thing,
Yeah.
and what you are doing is not going forward with us.
Yeah.
So now we have these people over here. What we've done in the past is say, no, man, we have to help the brethren, you know. We have to go down there, we have to help them. I think that we are now beginning to say we can't.
I think at this stage, Jamaicans on a whole start to understand what we have.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you see, just like with every other country or island, you see the persons who are at the top or the head of the game, which is the government, when them start to show, so them appreciate, and which, in truth and in fact, throughout the years of lately, they have been embracing the culture more. Them are help with it more because, I mean, me at an age now whereby me used to see the government fight against the music,
Yeah.
Them fight against Rastas.
Yeah.
And them fight against a whole heap of thing. Now you realize that the whole ball game switch up now.
Yeah, man, them have to respect Rasta.
Alright, even them honoring Sizzler yesterday
Mm-hmm.
was a big move
It's a
to
big
me
deal.
on the government's
That's
behalf.
a big deal.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I say?
It's
Yeah,
not,
man.
yo, you have to acknowledge that's a big
Yeah, man.
deal.
So we have to give unto Caesar what is due unto Caesar, and they have been doing things, or putting things, or implementing things in the country and in the law and everything, even for decriminalize ganja.
It's a big step.
Is a big step because
Big
and here
step.
one now
Big step.
it came with the life. My youth were lose him life down St. Mary the time. Remember
Yeah.
the youth where them lock up for a spliff and them beat him
Yeah.
and he died while being incarcerated and them things. So it's like them say out of every bad comes a good. So his life was sacrificed to speed up this
That's
process.
the truth.
Yeah.
You get what I
It
say?
happen. We don't like it, but
We
it
don't
happen.
like
you
it,
know?
but
happen.
it happens every single thing.
Yeah.
It's changed. in
Yes,
this
man.
everything
world.
changed.
Somebody had to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Somebody had to be brave.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
get
man.
what I say?
Yeah, man.
Like right now, me have a brethren where me and him have like 5 number ones in Africa. Bobby Wine, now running for the president of Uganda.
Yeah, Bobby.
Yeah, you know him. What he's doing right now. Me just have to hope and pray that him live to accomplish it. Cause I know it's a dangerous ball game him a play, especially down there. So.
Yeah.
But you have to have somebody that put a foot forward in order to make things possible and inspire the generation that come.
Yeah, man.
You get what I say?
Necessary. On all fronts, I believe. And I must say that we definitely are moving in a direction, you know what I mean, that is progressive. You know what I mean? Still a whole heap of issues on the table what have to get dealt with because you don't know the glass have a clean too. You know what I mean? So but like you said, we give ourselves time. Because we still are come forward out
It's a
of
gradual
thing.
process.
It's a gradual process. You know what I mean? But we're definitely moving forward, you know what I mean? And I feel like there are individuals, you know what I mean, who are helping to fan that flame, you know what I mean, in every sector, you know what I mean? I feel like you have some teachers now, like you say, you know what I mean, we have developed new ways of teaching and I'd be brave enough to bring it forward, you know what I mean? I see parents getting brave, you know what I mean, and owning up them youth, them education. One time you just send your youth go school and whatever happen. I'm known, I see parents now, you know what I mean, I livicate 5-6 hours out of the day to teaching them youths, and that to me shows a different level of care, you know, and dedication what me love to see. You know what I mean? That's not for everybody, but me love to see that. You know what I mean? You have people in the medical field, me have friends, you know, who are my age, and them man they, you know what I mean, I stay extra hours. The pay might not right, but them I stay extra hours, and me love to see that because guess what? You can't, them things that necessary. You know what I mean? Like we need. What you think would that be? Alright, me and some people at that. What you think would that be without Bob Marley? You mad? Imagine if we never have that pride. Imagine if we never had that. No. But one Bob Marley make every man in Jamaica feel like so them can reach the top of the world. Why? Because Bob did it. So subliminally, what that little boost, that's why them doing
And you
realize
can argue is still on top.
I mean,
you can argue that
no, it's
Bob
the-
is still the greatest
that
artist.
is, to me, that is not the argument.
The
Bob is
argument
always
would be,
on top.
alright, so we did have this argument one time when a man said, alright, who's the most influential artist ever? Of course I would say Bob Marley, right? But the opposite argument was Michael Jackson. And I could see how someone could say Michael Jackson. But Bob Marley didn't have the tainting of his career like Michael Jackson did.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Bob Marley also never had the image confusion
Yeah.
that Michael
Jackson
Jackson
had,
did,
yeah.
yeah. And then, of course, if you look at just Bob Marley's interviews, leave songs alone, but his interviews and
Yeah.
the impact of what
And
he
to
was
me,
saying.
the greatest thing about Bob is that Bob's approach is spiritual. You know, so it's different. I mean, you can buy a CD on a shelf, you know, but you can't feed a soul like that. You know what I mean? Jackson them wicked, you know, cause Jackson, why me respect Jackson now? Jackson sing some song, you know, man. What heal the world, black or white, like Billy, like him sing some song with some meaning in some time where the youth them did really need it, and him a put it in some way where you're dancing, you know, but if you really listen, you say, hey, things that the boy Jackson easy. As me I said, the difference with Bobby now is all if you don't really understand English, you will understand Bob heart. You know what I mean? Bob deal with the thing from a spiritual perspective, and so him permeate people's soul. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to dance, but you feel it, something in your tingle. You understand? Because that resonate with your inner, you know what I mean? A few things feel as good as singing out one love. If you feel how your body feel, I say that, you realize that, Bob, you're the height.
To go back to what you said a minute ago, when we think about colonization and its long-term effect, right? What we are really talking about is 400 years of disconnection from sense, right? So we take our sense and we use someone else's sense, which usually wasn't sensical. We just go with what a king I go with, or a priest I go with, and him tell them to go with that, them no question it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, is like you have like one person with an idea, and the people that he gives the order to, they don't even question the idea if it have sense.
Yeah.
So the sense now, like that, if them not feel like it have sense, imagine when them are force it when we, like,
exactly.
you know, the disconnect from sense is so far.
Right.
If you over what I say. So
yeah, man.
it's like I'm looking at it now and I think about all the things that we do in society, and a lot of things that we do, it does not make sense. But we weren't there at the original place to argue.
Yeah, right.
How do we now hit reset on these things? We can name a few of them. Religion is one of them.
Yeah.
Right? None of us was there when the first man walked down from a mountain, when Abraham said, this is the law.
Right. When time the 10 commandments drop, we never did it.
We never did it for
so we don't even know which one them interpret. We don't know which one they chose.
Or if it existed at all.
This is us going off the assumption that it is something that actually happened.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, what you know what I mean? What really happened from what happened? You know what I mean? Is like, what really happened? What was Christ's real story? You know what I mean? Like, what are these individuals? Because I feel like them say everything have some sort of truth. So it may not have been the comical aspect of 2 tablets of stone dropping from the sky, because why would him write on stone?
Right.
You know what I mean? And what stone are doing in the sky? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if you look at it from a logical perspective, it don't make sense.
And this is quite illogical.
But exactly, you know, but then from a human perspective, like even we, you know, when we analyze certain guidelines, you know, you realize, all right, there is some intelligence in it, because we can find some truth in our word. However it come about, cool, but there is some truth in love thy neighbor like you love thyself. You know, there's some truth in thou shalt not kill, you know. There's some truth in thou shalt not steal. I don't know if it did fall upon stone.
What do we find with the first 4 commandments, though? The first 4 commandments are about God's jealousy.
Right.
Yeah, the first 4 are God. Then we reach man after that.
Right.
It is comical in the sense that God never need 4 different ways to say. Yo, just chill
don't
out.
Put nobody before me. Don't have no pants, God.
The first 3 or 4 are just like, yo,
listen,
me, man. Yo, on the ramp with me, you know.